Okay. So that's fine. Good afternoon.
Okay.
And you're just here to work.
Yes.
Good,
Actually,
okay,
I have to print out the journey today.
okay. So, we will have people entering during the course of this. It is just 1 o'clock now. I'm Alan Solomon, the presenter on behalf of Leisure World Tech for the program today on internet security and scams. Simply, any of you who have any money, I guarantee that there are people who are interested in taking it. And the internet, being what it is rather difficult to police. So there's a lot of protecting yourself that goes on. Dotzauer has done this or similar talks a number of times. In fact, even here at Leisure World, when it was still under the auspices of the Apple Club. Long experience with this, and he keeps up. In fact, we were exchanging emails, and he keeps up with the current lists of fraudulent activity and other stuff that we need to look out for. Okay, I think I am pretty well done. So, Uli, why don't you go ahead and get started?
Okay, let me share my screen and get ready. Hold on. Can you see my screen?
We see your notes.
Oh, of course, always. Hold on. Hold on. I have to go. Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. My mouse is being acting crazy. Yeah, hold on. There you go. Hold on.
Captioning.
No,
Okay, it's okay.
I can turn the volume up in here, but I think we're hearing them loudly enough. Still.
Yep.
Getting the,
Now?
no,
No. Okay, hold on. There we go. There we go.
you found it again. Excellent.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Leisure World Technology Club, for having me. My name is Dotzauer. I've like Alan already said, I've been virtually already been talking to the former Apple Club at Leisure World twice. And now I'm talking to you guys. Thank you very much for having me.
Quite well.
This topic is really dear to my heart, just because some of my clients who are senior citizens have been scammed, or there was an attempt to scam. Luckily, there was some monetary damage, but that made me mad, and I wanted to do something about it. And the best thing I think I can do is educate people, spread the word, and just you know, like I said, spread the word and help people as much as I can, and talk to as many people as I can. And hopefully this presentation will give you some idea, and you will learn and retain that knowledge, and hopefully you won't fall victim to all those scams that are all over the place. This world has changed a lot. In one of my previous talks, and I exchanged emails and feedback with some of the participants, and they told me, yeah, back in the day we were raised, or you were raised, your generation was raised to be trustworthy, help people, and unfortunately that time has changed. And just an hour ago, one of my clients, she's 82 years old, still very active, has an iPhone, iMac, and she's been scammed just by giving her iPhone to somebody who claimed his phone run out of battery, and she gave it away. And now she called me and said Amazon fraud alert, contacted her and asked if she ordered a new iPhone. So again, that shows us the exploits of people, how exploited we can be, how vulnerable we can be just by giving out the iPhone. And nowadays, your whole life is in an iPhone or in a phone, in a computer. So we have to be aware of that and try to, negate all those exploits and keep educating ourselves, because technology changes. I know it's a lot, but we have to do something, to prevent the bad guys to get us. And this presentation is not so much technical. I mean, there's some technical aspects, but I want to tell you about the psychology. The trick that is being used, the con, the bad guys, what they use, the psychology behind it, because many of those exploits or scams, they've been used over and over again, and the psychology is pretty much the same. We will talk about it in the presentation, and I'll show you all that. But just, you don't have to be technical, but you have to be aware of those red flags, which we're going to talk about in a minute, and just be aware of those tricks. So and Alan and other people emailed me and in behalf with your kind of questions or concerns already. Yes, we can make it harder, to get into your computer, password protection, multiple authentications, all that. Yes, we can do that. We can have antivirus, internet security suites, all that. But again, the human, you as the user, if you're tricked into downloading, let the bad guys in, and it has happened before, and I talk about that too, those methods. You can have the best security in the world. The bad guy will still get in it, just because the human has been tricked into letting them in. Kind of like, if you remember back in World War II, the West Wall, the Nazis, yeah, well, actually, France built the West Wall. And what did the Nazis do? They went through Belgium around to get into France. So you have to kind of think about that same way with the computer. There's always bad software that can be, there's a backdoor or a hole that can be exploited, and it's how the bad guys get in. So there always a way around it. And if there's it's called a zero-day attack, which nobody is aware of, the exploit, then the antivirus won't do you any good, because the antivirus software has not been updated for that alert, for that exploit and that software. And Microsoft or Apple has not issued an update yet. So zero attacks, zero-day attacks, that was lethal. So, okay, I know it's kind of grim, but I'm trying to make it, a fun topic, but also be informative. So let's go to next slide, the agenda. So I'm going to talk about, we identified a scam. What kind of scam is it? What you can do about not to fall victim to it. If hopefully this will never happen, if you've been exploited or being conned, what can you do about it? And then afterwards, you guys can ask me all kinds of questions. All right. So I'm trying to make it fun. I'm kind of like a movie buff. Don't know if you guys know Jack Reacher. There are books about books from Lee Childs is the Lee Child is the author who invented Jack Reacher, and Tom Cruise played already twice the character. So he's an ex-military PO, police officer, MP, and he doesn't have a he doesn't he has no house, no car, no cell phone, no iPhone, no credit card, no computer. Travels on Greyhound. So he's kind of like a ghost, and he has never been scammed. Why? Because he has no digital footprint, and he lives kind of off the grid, but he's a good guy in the movies and helps people. So what I'm trying to convey here is he is not, participating in our busy world, in our world that's only running now, seems to be on the internet, buy stuff from the internet, has a digital footprint, and so on. So he's not participating, and you have to decide. I mean, you probably decided already if you want to be like a Jack Reacher or live in the digital world. And now I'm here to help you kind of navigate through it. First, a little bad news. Senior citizens, just a target. There's some numbers here. Target of the most targeted group of people, because they have a steady income, the retirement. They want your retirement money. So be extra careful. I know there's a lot to learn. Some people, don't really want to, but just to be on the safe side, not lose your retirement, just get into that topic of cybersecurity, and then I will show you, and I give you some links to educational materials like daily emails, which can help you, just by being in the loop makes a ton of difference. And yeah, here, why is that? Who is doing that? All the exploits and all the stealing. It's actually an underground economy. The mafia is in it. Sometimes state-sponsored hackers, like now the Wagner group in Russia. They're mostly in terms of destruction and manipulation, and just trying to turn the lights off, turn the power grid off. But we know, like Iran and North Korea, they want money, especially in North Korea, because they have no money. They try to, finance their rocket program, and they try to steal money from us. So let's make it harder for them. Here are the top 5 scams right now. I mean, there's so many, and I kind of try to, make the best or the most interesting for you. That's targeting you, actually. And we can talk a little bit about them. Income tax, ID theft, just because, well, a couple months ago, and to pay your taxes and stuff like that. And more and more people, though, figure out, hey, I have to register with the IRS. You can have an account, and then you have an ID. And if you file early, the scammers can't file for you in the name of you if they have your name and social security number. So that helps a lot. Crypto, supposedly it's an investment, but I got out of it last year, and because it's now a scheme, and there's more schemes off the scheme. So I would be very careful if you ever want to do that. Always get a financial professional planner, investment, or any kind of investment, because I get all kinds of emails every day saying, oh, some investment, great returns, blah, blah, blah. And all lies. You have to go with a professional financial advisor if you want to invest. Of course, lottery, everybody wants to give you money, because you won, blah, 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 blah. But first you have to give them money. But of course, that's not real. Employment as well, we talk about a little bit in a couple of slides in front. We're going to talk about money mule, fake employment and stuff like that. And ransomware is still, very, very popular with the bad guys. And I will tell you how to circumvent it or avoid it. So like I mentioned before, the typical red flags of any kind of scheme, any kind. It's always the same scheme, the same psychology. Again, they promise you money and riches because we're all greedy, we always want money, but nobody will look out for you to get you money. It's always a scam. So be careful. That's a red flag right there. For instance, if you want to sell something or they sell something, but they can't meet you, that's a red flag. Romance scam, if they can't meet you in person. Skipping ahead a little bit, the person probably not real. They've gotten into Hollywood-like software, the deep fakes, which basically is software. They just steal a picture of the internet, and then the software mimics the mouth movement. So even on a iPhone video call, whatever, Zoom call, that person can still be fake. And if they talk about money, if they start talking about money, that is it. If they can meet you in person and they talk about money, it's not real, it's a scam. With that said, if somebody or someone in an email or even phone call pressures you, says something horrible going to happen, and you have kind of the fear of God in you, that is also a red flag. They always operate with fear and pressure, so you can't think straight. So if something like that happens, and I'll repeat it over and over again, if something like that happens, you get a phone call, an email, hang up, delete the email. If it would have been important, they will call you back. And if they hang, and those bad guys in the call centers, they call 100 people a day or even more. And if you hang up, they probably will never call you again. So hanging up is a good solution. If you buy something from the internet, and the price is just too good to be true, so cheap, then the competitors, it's not true, it's a fake. Remember that. If they don't accept credit cards, which I would only pay with credit card, not debit card, because debit card sometimes you won't get, if you cheated out of that money, you have to call your bank and make sure you get that money back. But with credit cards, it's always safe. You always get your money back. And also you can put a freeze on your credit card if necessary, if something happened, or always get a new credit card. That's what I told my client that called me an hour ago, to totally start from scratch, even get a new bank account, get a new credit card, because we don't know what's been stolen from her phone. So you have to start from scratch, and we'll talk about that more later. Also, if you have questions about the stuff you buy or the service, and there's no phone number on the website, or that you can call, they can't call you, they're not reachable, that's also a red flag. That's probably a scam. And as well, you can find them on the internet. So let's go to the next slide. Money Mule already kind of mentioned it in combination with fake jobs. There's always like that advertisement. You get like a pop-up, hey, you can work from home. You don't need any experience, blah, blah, blah. Be careful, be very, very careful. There's so many also red flags going up when they ask you to open a new bank account, to receive money and send money to people you don't know, and you get a cut of it. That's actually a federal offense, and that could get you in serious, serious trouble. So be very careful. Also, if you have like an online date, online girlfriend, boyfriend, and they ask you to send money or receive money, just say no, because you don't know them very well. You never met them in person, so don't do it because it could get you in trouble. Check washing, I always bring it up because it's been in the news more and more lately. I don't know if you heard that many postal carriers being robbed and the bad guys steal their key. It's called an error key because it looks like an error. And that key gets them in all the mailboxes anywhere. So they rob them, they got the key. So now they're going what's called harvesting. They harvest those mailboxes and steal all those letters. And then they go through the letters, and if there's a check in it, they have a liquid solution. You see it here on the lower left-hand side. Where they dunk it in that solution and erase the money amount, the person who can cash the check, and just do any kind of number, probably a very high number on there, and then they cash that check. So the way around it is, well, jump into the online world with bill pay. Most of utilities can be paid now by the bank, automatic bank payments, or pay them online also at the provider itself, and or if you want to still be in the analog world, you can get your mail, or you deposit your mail directly in the post office because it's safe there. So yeah, or if when you travel, when you're away, tell them to hold your mail at the post office. So keep that in mind. Phone scams, they're still around, probably won't go anywhere. IRS, FBI will never call you unsolicited. They send letters, especially IRS, Social Security Administration. They never call you. And that said, again, if you think it's not legit, if they ask you for personal information, Social Security card, any kind of bank information, credit card, or they ask you, oh, you have to send us gift cards or gift card numbers or any kind of wire transfer, it's a fake. Period.
Yes, Louis, this is Alan. Now, I was in finance all of my career.
Oh,
And the reason gift cards are used is that they become essentially untraceable as soon as you buy them and turn over the number to them.
that's correct. That's correct.
There is no end-to-end tracking with them. So that is essentially dollar bills that you are throwing on the street.
That's right. That's right.
With a bank account, with a credit card, that goes through a government system.
Mhm.
Or in the case of the credit cards, a banking system, and they know who the recipient and the sender is. And the reason, by the way, he mentioned that you use a credit card instead of a debit card is the government system on a debit card only allows you 2 days to complain. about the transaction, while a credit card is a minimum 30 days, and honestly, it goes out to 90 in most cases. So, so again, anytime that they're asking for a gift card, it is an unusual method of payment. No legitimate business cares for them just because they're, I mean, it's like handling cash. But if you're a drug dealer, you like cash because no one's going to know where it went. It disappears the moment that it changes hands. Thank you, Lee.
Yes, thank you for that. Also, cryptocurrency, you know, if they want you to do that, or with any kind of cash app or anything like that, no. Also, shock calls, they've arrived. I know it for many years now in Europe, especially Germany. They get calls, you know, saying, "Oh, they're from the police, and we caught a robber," and they had a list, or he had a list of your address, and you have to give us all your valuables. You know, keep them safe. We're the police. Blah blah blah. Unfortunately, many people comply. Senior citizens, again, they target senior citizens, and those are call centers in Turkey and Eastern Europe, and some people lost all their retirement, all their savings. We are seeing that here now in the US. Similarly, not so much with the police thing, but shock calls in terms of, your daughter has been in an accident, or somebody's calling, and your daughter or your grandchild, you know, says, "Hey, grandma, you know, wire me money, blah blah blah," or "I'm gonna go to jail, but don't tell my parents. No, don't tell." You know, that's also fake. Again, pressure is used. They don't want you to think. Hang up, and call your grandchild or their parents to make sure it's not them. If it would really be them, they would call back. So again here, the thing is pressure, fear, and make you not think. Step back, hang up, think, and call the people, your family, if they're okay. Again, tech support, still very popular. Microsoft, Apple, anybody. Google will never call you unsolicited. They have other things to do. Telling you have a virus. Happened to my client, one of my clients, not really senior citizen, but he got scammed into downloading their remote control software. They got into his computer, claimed that they did some kind of repair, and then charged him like $200 or so. And then after the fact, he called me, and I had to tell him, "Hey, you better call your bank and make everything, you know, reverse everything in terms of payment." So 2 hours later, he called me back, and luckily didn't lose any money. Everything was frozen, and he got a new credit card for that. So be careful. Virtual kidnapping is kind of same spiel, like a shock call. Again, they claim, actually now they have somehow got the voice of your child or your grandchild, and make it like they've been kidnapped and you have to pay ransom. Again, hang up, call the family member that's supposedly being kidnapped, or their parents, and get information from them. Please keep that in mind. Next topic, very popular, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. Again, I have to iterate, they will never call you. Also, if somebody calls you and they claim to be one of those three agencies, say, "No, I won't give any information out over the phone. Send me a letter," anything, but not over the phone. And of course, never ever join over anything over the phone, period, because again, you haven't read the business deal or the contract, and you could get in hot water. So, and then again, if they're being persistent, blah, 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 again, try to scare you. Hey, if you don't do this, this is going to happen. Something horrible is going to happen, or you get in trouble. Hang up. Again, hang up. Very important. If it's true, that if it's important or they're really who they claim to be, they will call you again. So keep that in mind. Phishing email, still around, although they try to, or they do also texting already, the smishing. We're going to talk about that in the next slide. Again, fake emails, and I'm going to have some actually examples, new examples actually, because they improve their emails now. Back in the day, they had spellings and grammar because they're from overseas. Nigeria comes to mind, Eastern European countries, non-English speaking countries, and they try to scam you out of your money again with emails, and I get them daily too. Luckily, my email provider catches them, but not all of them. Some people, some emails get through. So again, I'll show you in the next slide what to look for to identify those fake emails. And it can be charities, can be online dating, again, investment, promise you again good investment opportunities. But first of all, they don't know you, it's not addressed to you. And why would they help you to get money, right? So this is an example. Actually, this is what I got actually. I get that all the time now. I circled the sender's email address. Look at that email address. If you are an Amazon Prime member, you would know, I mean, that kind of looks like Amazon.com, like an email, a real email. But first of all, again, they just say hello. It's not addressed to you, it's to anybody. They would know your name, the real Amazon people. And again, if you read the email, if you don't do this, this is going to happen. Something bad's going to happen. We're going to lock you out. You cannot buy from Amazon anymore if you don't do this, if you're not signing in. Luckily, my spam filter got it. But again, look at the sender's email, support@amazon.com. That looks pretty real. But then the rest of it, somebody from the UK, CO country code UK from England. No, Amazon doesn't reside. I mean, they probably have an affiliate in England, but the email would look different. Plus, you are in the US, so it would come from a .com email. So, and also that attachment, case detail, a lot of people say, oh, let's click on that. And it could be also bad because you could install a bug or spyware, and then they have access or they can get access to your information. So another new email, spam email, Kroger. So in the email, non-reply, I mean, again, the senders, I didn't highlight that. Congratulations as an email, non-reply, Kroger. That doesn't make sense. And here I circled around it. Is it Kroger or Kroger's? It's Kroger. So they're being sloppy or they don't know any better. And yes, it's just a survey, but even if you fill out the survey and maybe give them your email address or so, then they have your email address and so on. Who knows what they're going to ask you? Also, like in Facebook, there always those. Sorry, I'm talking a lot. I need more water. 1 second. In those surveys, they try to get personal information to figure out your password. And then sometimes you see those surveys in Facebook, on Facebook, if you're active in Facebook, Like, what is your most favorite movie, your color? And it's just like a post. And if you reply to it, the bad guy is going to see that and try to figure out your password and your security questions. Oh, where did you grow up at? You know, and then, yeah, again, don't share personal information online. Think about Jack Reacher, you know, he will not do that because he doesn't. And again, here, hurry up in the left-hand corner, hurry up, progress, you know, hurry again, the pressure, hurry, hurry, open it immediately, you know, again, red flag, red flag. And this one, oh my God, another one from Amazon, allegedly. But again, look at the red box highlighted again, the sender's email address. I don't even know where it's from. It's a .org. Amazon is definitely not a gosh, I can't even think about it. An organization, non-profit organization. They want money. So, and the body, the email body, the white space here, there's supposed to be any kind of a message. It's not there because they want you to, on the left-hand side, the blue circle, there's a PDF, allegedly a PDF. If you click on that, that might be, again, spyware, malware you will download and inadvertently install it on your machine. And then that could be a keylogger software that keeps track of what you put in your computer, like passwords, login information, and they capture that and send it back to themselves. And then they go to town with your login information and rob you blind online. So these are very, very new emails. Again, same spiel, but they got better in terms of grammar and spelling. Here, I mentioned, you know, again, they're going to after your smartphones, iPhone, Android phones, anyone. Because again, people use it more and more. If you're not proficient in it and you want to go into the, again, digital world with your smartphone and install all kind of apps, be careful. If you don't know what you're doing, go to a professional or trusted person who knows that and who knows that system and can explain it to you. Because again, you can do so much harm by just, you know, installing an app you don't know from a non-approved place. There's a reason Apple and Google, and now Microsoft too, have those app stores, because they pre-approve, they go through the software and look for exploits, you know, bad code, and the legitimacy of that app provider. So only get it from those approved stores, Microsoft Store, Google Store, or Google Play, I think it's called, and the App Store with Apple. And here, again, same with the phishing emails. Your bank, yes, they send you text, but they don't ask you for your login and password. They have that. So never respond to stuff like that. Also, they, again, think they're the IRS doesn't send you text messages asking for money or reset your login. They do send authentication codes, yes, but they won't ask for money or reset password, like you have to put in your password and login information. Also, Dominion or any kind of power provider, service provider, they don't use text messages like that. Here are some examples. You've probably seen them. Nowadays, I should have copied one of them. I get more and more, maybe you get that too, just saying hello You can just a text, hello, nothing else. Or how are you doing? And then they want to try to get you to text back and say, just involve you in texting back and forth. And that could lead again to bad things, because they either ask you for money or, hey, I got this, or look at that, hey, and send you photos, maybe try to involve you in a romance scheme or something like that, try to get money or try to get you a mule or anything like that. So just delete them, delete the text. Don't even go to those hyperlinks, the HTTP, the blue and underlined writing here, those links. Don't go there, don't click on them, just swipe and delete them, period. Again, if it would be a real thing, they will text you again. But don't reply to them, because a reply means, hey, we got somebody on the hook and we could maybe manipulate that person. So don't text anything, just delete.
Louis, I really like the last one you had on there, which is to help prevent theft
Oh,
on the bottom right. The package, yeah,
sorry,
that's okay. It was talking about helping to prevent package theft.
Oh, yeah. Right, I see.
Thank you.
Lower right-hand corner, yeah. Yeah, they try to get you any way they can.
We'll have to be able to give you the
So
slide.
the next one is on the ad, can you turn them off? Is there some way to turn the ads off,
We'll talk about that.
please?
Yeah. Here's more pop-up, also advertisement, but they pop up nowadays. We have in our browser, in the browser software, we have those pop-up blockers. Sometimes you need them for some applications, for some websites. They want pop-up blocker disabled, but mostly of course you can configure that. Again, if you have something like that, hopefully you have, if you don't have yet, a pop-up blocker, malware, or even the internet suite, which encompasses, the browser safety and security and antivirus. Hopefully you have that, and then you won't see those pop-up blockers. Sometimes you can get out of them just by, again, exit the whole browser. Sometimes you think you're frozen, you can't go anywhere, you have to click on them. Just hit escape, or just shut down your computer if you have to. And then scan your machine for malware, just to make sure. Yeah, if you have too many, and because you don't have any security and you don't have malware scanners, they can clog you up and slow down the whole
You get it?
computer.
Yeah, but then
Here are some examples. Again, they try to trick you into call them, and claim to be tech support, and try again, get your money. That's fake. Here they claim to be Apple. No, Apple is not doing it. Apple doesn't inform you like that, or they don't want to call you. I mean, they don't want phone calls from you like that. Okay. And these are the people that issue those pop-ups and call centers and try to remote into your computer. So that's what they do every day, and they do it 100 times, 1,000 times. And if they get a couple of people to be not careful enough, again, if you get a call like that or email, delete them, hang up. Even they try to call my parents. My parents don't have a computer in Germany, and they talk English, very bad English, it's from Eastern Asia or whatever. And they try to talk, I mean, they don't talk German, they talk English, and try to get them to comply with them and download something, but of course, it's a fake. So
this week, no,
ransomware, is still around. Again, they try to get money, those state sponsors, hackers, and the mafia, whoever. And that's again done by you because you downloaded something, you clicked on a link and activated that ransomware that locks your computer. Hopefully you have backup. We'll talk about that as a weapon against ransomware. But if you do that, I mean, if you don't have a backup copy of your software, your computer, then either you pay, but you probably pay a couple of times because they will take you to the cleaners. And again, and we talk about that in a couple of slides. You have to determine the value of the data in your computer or phone, and if you can lose them. And if you don't want to lose them, you have to be doing some work for that. So we'll talk about that later. Here, allegedly the FBI, has seized your computer, which of course is not true. And they advertise here, you can either with cryptocurrency gift cards or whatever, they want like $200. Of course, the FBI doesn't do that like that. Romance scams, I mentioned a little bit about it. Again, I would not advise to do that if you have not met that person in person.
I did say, don't worry about it. I guess I'm sorry. Remember, you're talking to senior citizens here.
Yeah, they target the whole age range.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, unfortunately, that happens. And red flag again, if they ask you for money or money comes into play, and that relationship immediately, because that's a sign that's not true. And you might have a picture of a beautiful young girl or young woman, a young man, but in real time or in real life, it's a scammer who sits in a call center. So be careful. Online shopping, again, if it's too good to be true, you shouldn't go on that website anyway. If it's the price or the merchandise you're looking for is way too cheap, you shouldn't do that. If you have, like, for instance, Norton has that internet suite where they check the website already for you, and then you get like a green check mark. If you do a Google search, Norton already marks them as good or bad. So that's a good investment to do that, to get that Norton or other McAfee or whatever, look for that. Or if you want to do research by your own, there's a link down there, the last bullet point, whois.com. It's actually a link, hyperlink. If you guys want the slides, I already submitted them to Alan. If you guys get them out to the people, you get a link, hyperlink to whois.com, and then you can check that website if the website is legitimate, because each website has to be registered with the internet authorities to be legit. Again, payment method, if you don't accept credit cards or such, and want only cryptocurrency, again, I'll mention it, you will never get that money back if it's not a legitimate payment, type of payment. So be careful about that. The product, sometimes if it's a fake website, the description is very short and no measurements and all that stuff. So that's also a red flag and a giveaway. So here unfortunately it's not a good picture, but here the product detail, the description, what I said, it's very short, and it doesn't show you, the materials made of, all that stuff. So that's a red flag. Here, that's also very important. I mentioned, the legitimacy of the website, how you can check. And here in the red circle, there should be the HTTPS. S stands for secure, and there's where there's the little white page there in the address bar. There's a padlock. Usually, if it's a legit website, there's a little padlock icon. You can click on that icon, and that's a certificate with a legitimate certificate authority, which means it's been approved for e-commerce, and you can, it's legitimate, and that means you can buy legitimate goods from that site. So if the website doesn't have a HTTPS and that little padlock, and you can't click on it, and it shows you information, then that's a fake website. So, but you say, hey, hold on a minute. But I thought it was secure. Some people will get it, it's kind of a geeky thing, but so you think you're secure, but you're not. So what do you have to do? How can we prevent to be a victim? You have to beef up security on your IT. So first, yes, if you have an 10, 11, 12-year-old computer and you can't see the web pages displayed correctly anymore, that's a sign that you have to buy a new or newer model computer. It's not like a car you can drive almost forever if you get the parts. It is a computer, and the technology changes rapidly. And if you want to participate, again, think of Jack Reacher. If you want to participate in the digital world, you have to be, unfortunately, that's the business world we live in. You have to be up to date. You don't have to have the latest and greatest every year, but every 5-6 years, or if you don't get updates, if the computer can't get any updates, like Windows 7, for example, you can't get any upgrades and updates from Microsoft anymore for Windows 7 because they discontinued the support. Microsoft and Apple, they only go back 3 versions of the current operating system. So for instance, Apple, we have OS 13 out now, there's 12 out, Monterey, and then there's 11. So if you have 10 dot whatever, you're not secure anymore. Same with Windows. Windows 11 is out, Windows 10 is out. So there's Windows 8, which probably nobody has anymore, luckily. So if you have Windows 7 and below, you're not supported anymore, you're not safe anymore. And the operating system can be exploited. And again, it will cost you money they steal your money because you're not secure anymore. So keep your operating system and any kind of software you're using on a regular basis up to date, so it cannot be exploited by bad code, by backdoors, and make sure of that. Also, you can use a password manager in your browser. We'll talk about that later. To keep your passwords changed on a regular basis. And you don't even have to know the password. It does it by itself, and you still get into the website or the account you want to go into. Also, because there was in one of the emails Alan sent me, the efficiency of internet security or virus scanners. Well, just keep it like that. If you don't have anything like a malware scanner, a virus scanner, you're more likely, and if you don't know what you're, clicking on, you're more likely to be exploited and fall for a scam. So just just pay, again, pay for the real thing. Don't get the free version. Free is nice, but it's not better. Like I mentioned, the 0-day attack. If there's an exploit, guess who gets the first update, automatic update for the virus scanner? Only the people that pay. So it's I call it inexpensive insurance. And it will help you navigate through this dangerous internet. Also, if you know what you're doing, firewall is always good. But then again, I mentioned before, if you're tricked into circumvent the firewall to download something or disable the firewall just because somebody emailed you saying, take your firewall down. No, you won't do that. Because that is your security plan here. I mentioned already, keep your hardware up to date. Again, you don't have to have a new computer, new iPhone every year, but keep them in shape so they still function well. And also your lifeline, true online backup, and I have actually it's in the next slide, what actually true online backup is. Some people don't even know what that is. So backup your data. Again, I mentioned you have to determine how much your data is worth to you on your phone, on your computer, and treat it as such, as a investment, as your retirement, or anything valuable on that machine. You have to safeguard. So the best thing is to have a backup program. I prefer, and you should prefer too, a couple things. So the 3-2-1 backup rule, where you have 3 copies of all your available documents, photos, whatever, on 2 different types of storage media. It could be, if you remember, DVDs, if you still want to burn DVDs, that's fine. You can have an external hard drive. They get less and less expensive and faster. You can even have a safety deposit box if it's really valuable information. They're not that expensive. I did research on it, like less than $100 a year for fairly safe location to store a digital media in there. Like you can do an external hard drive in there, put them in there and just leave them there. And whenever you need it, if again, something catastrophic happens, again, I think about now the flooding, the flooding victims, hurricane victims, tornado victims that lost all their belongings, the documents, birth certificates. Imagine that. And I'm sure it's a struggle and lots of work to get back your identity, to prove, hey, it's you. I'm sure that's very difficult. And if you would have like a digital copy of, birth certificate, passport, whatever, in a safe location, that's awesome. I mean, you can't beat that if like a hurricane or a wildfire strikes, hopefully not, knock on wood, your home. So be mindful of that. Do a little prep work, because otherwise, I used to work in a school. All the teachers had everything backed up in one place, the server, which supposed to be the main server, supposed to be fail-safe. But again, it was only one basket, so to speak. One basket, you put all your eggs in. Don't do that in life. Have backup copies. And yeah, then with the server, yes, the server crashed. And guess what? The backup's supposed to work, and nobody ever tested a backup. And half or more than half of their teachers lost all their lesson plans. And lesson plans, let me tell you, if you're not a teacher, is the whole life. So, and it's a lot of work to redo all that if you don't have a copy. So please learn from them. It takes a little bit of work, yes, but again, always think ahead of what can happen. So, and again, I have to clear the myth here. iCloud and OneDrive and Google Drive, they are not backup. Why are you saying that, Uwe? I'm saying that because you only have the current copy in the iCloud storage. You have to have it on the iCloud Drive or on the desktop, same with the OneDrive. And it's only one copy. With true online backup or backup itself, you have multiple versions, multiple copies, multiple days. And OneDrive and iCloud doesn't have that. You would just have one copy plus in addition. If you accidentally erase the data, I mean, a document, important one, or a photo or whatever, that's very dear to your heart, you know, from somebody, photo from somebody. And 3 weeks later, you're looking for it, and then you're SOL. I won't translate that, but you're SOL, and you lost it. Online backup or any kind of backup software will allow you to retrieve that data, that picture, the document. So keep that in mind. And I'm sure your tech people can help you maybe to register, to use it on your computer. It would be a good topic. Actually, I talk about backup in my other slide presentation, and we can arrange to have another Zoom meeting or in-person presentation. That's fine by me. But it's a whole nother topic, you know, with disaster recovery and backup. So keep that in mind, please. Again, a nice little picture. So some people ask me about passwords. It changes all the time, the complexity, because the bad guys catch up. Technology is catching up. More and more powerful cracking software or password dictionary attacks are more and more prevalent or getting better. So make it harder. I know we have, some people have 50 passwords in 50 different websites. But please don't have just one password for all of the 50 websites you have or 50 web accounts you have. Make them unique, make it harder for the bad guys. And it's fine if you write them down in a notebook, maybe have another copy, couple of copies. And again, it could be something you want to store in your safety deposit box or online. Or, you know, get a password manager, and we talk about that a little bit later. In your browser, you know, they save your passwords and login information, and it's really easy, just one click and you're in, and it's still secure. So, but the complexity, you know, you have to get more characters in. Yes, you can still use special characters, that helps, but also to change them on a regular is very, very important. Please keep that in mind. The Maastricht University in the Netherlands did that poster here. So do it like the Dutch. Never share your password with anyone. Again, I can't say it enough. Change them regularly and keep them off your desk, the passwords. Also your underwear, please. Here, to make sure you never been exposed to any kind of hacks. I mean, my information has been hacked so many times. And even if I check, I see older accounts I'm not using anymore. that have been hacked, but still registered with my email and stuff like that. So again, those blue underlined words, those are hyperlinks. Again, if you click on them, once you have the slides, it will directly get you to those websites where you can check your email account. If any account in combination with that email has ever been exploited or made being public in the dark web. So you can check that on the slides. So here I was talking about the password managers in your browser. I know Apple, they also have like if you're on the right hand corner, that's the Safari Apple browser, and there's the yellow triangle, and you see Apple checks in the bad world, in the dark web, in the underground economy. It checks if your password has been reused, or it's not strong enough, or has already been exploited somewhere. So that's pretty good, and it's included in your in the Mac operating system. And it's similar with the Firefox browser, and here with Google, the Chrome. So whatever you're using, it will help. It will always help you. Yes, if you are doing online banking, be mindful of that. Again, yes, you can authenticate doubly. I mean, two-factor authentication. You get a text on your phone, and then you authenticate it. That can be exploited. If the bad guy has your iPhone, Chrome, whatever, your mobile number, they can spoof that number and intercept that code. So if they already know your username and password, they can intercept that authentication text, and then they have access to your online bank. What is much better is an authenticator by either Google or Microsoft, which is basically a digital token, and that's going to be the next slide. Or again, help with the password manager. It will also get you in safely. But here is the authenticator example. It's basically, I mean, here it's like an 8-digit number, and your online bank, your banking will be protected by that token, because it changes every 30 seconds. And so the bad guys can guess that number in 30 seconds. They don't have, because it's 8 digits and it's only 30 seconds. Even if they have your password from your account, from your online banking account. So this is a digital token. It changes all the time. This is much better right now than any kind of text authentication. So if your bank or any other, website service provider where you log in on a regular basis, which needs to be secure, offers that digital token, that authenticator, do it, sign up for it, and install it on your phone. Here, back in the computer world and the desktop world, laptop world, both Windows and Mac have like a little gate. I mean, it's if you know your way around the PC and the Mac software, it's just a step to help you prevent downloading any kind of illegal software or exploit software that can help the bad guys to remote in your computer or collect data from your computer. So if here it's the gatekeeper, well, gatekeeper is more like in a Mac world, but also here Windows 10, Windows 11, you can or whoever can configure it for you, should configure it just on approved app stores and or Microsoft Store, just locked it down and not from anywhere, allow apps from anywhere on the web to install. And somebody can configure that for you, and hopefully you forget about it, how to change it. And then you're not even you can be downloading any kind of bad software for you. So it's a little security feature, but if you're tech savvy and you want to get around it, you can do that. But at least for your loved ones and for your low tech people, that would help tremendously. So what else can you do? So knowing is preventing. Like I said, education, know what's out there, what scam is trending, what can you do? You can, again, those are hyperlinks. You can click on the green underlined words, and it takes you directly to that website. Scamicide is like actually it's a lawyer, Esquire, and he does good work. He emails me daily with his newsletter to see what's out there. Again, if the tax season comes around, he will know that there's an exploit and sees that from his sources, and issues a warning, hey, be aware of the tax scheme they try to pull with the IRS or with you. That's an easy read. You don't have to be technical, and you'll be still very well informed. And also he tells you tips how to not fall victim, and just to be a good digital citizen. SANS Institute.
Excuse me, Al Solomon here. We are running close to the end, and I know we're going to have some questions. The first question several people have asked is, are we sending the deck the information? And the answer is yes. Reply to the email that sent you the invitation to the Zoom meeting, and I'll make sure that we get you all of the information. Thanks.
Good. I'm sorry, I will hurry up. So yeah, subscribe to them, AARP, they send out emails too. It's good to know. It's a good read, short read. It won't take up too much time of your daily routine, but be informed. That's all I'm gonna want you to say. I want you to know. Here, this is also a good weapon. No matter how old you are, you can protect your credit file with those 3 providers. Sign up with them. You can freeze your credit, and it works. I had to buy a car a couple of months ago, and the car dealership always wants to pull your credit, and they couldn't pull my credit because I had a freeze on it. So it works. So you can unfreeze it if you ever want to, get another credit card or a car, and freeze it back again. Don't leave it open for too long. A day or a couple hours should be okay. But yeah, this is good investment. Also now they go after toddlers, babies that have now already born, and then they get social security numbers, blah blah blah. Those security numbers being stolen out in the dark web, and they just do false identities, and already babies are being, and once the baby grows up 18, and then they say, hey, you have bad credit. So no matter how old you are, good investment, not very expensive, good protection. Okay, so the train has left the building. Unfortunately, you've been scammed, like my client. So what can you do? Ask a professional, call a trusted person that can help you navigate. Again, there's a hyperlink on the steps you have to go through. It's always good to call your bank, get a freeze on your account, get a freeze on your credit card, etc. Just turn off the hose where the money comes out from. Also, you can participate and report that crime. And the FBI, Fox Mulder here on the left, if you know X-Files, he won't help you, but the FBI has other people that will help you and combat that. Maybe it's an organized crime ring that does that, and they can do a lot. At least they can educate other people so they won't fall victim themselves. A special topic that was requested by you all, Wi-Fi safety, because you guys have is it Comcast, Xfinity modems? You got Xfinity modems in your condo unit?
We have Xfinity modems, correct?
Yes. And I was asked, can I talk a little bit about that? It's another topic almost by itself, but here's kind of the rundown. Because I have a Xfinity modem as well. Each modem has a default password and username. I know for sure you can change the password for sure, and you should. If you don't know how to do it, ask. Hopefully Alan knows, or we can do another session, small session, and change that. I think even the username you can change, but at least do that, because the default password is out in the network, out in the internet. So if I go sometimes to clients and do work on the modem, I can still get in. Luckily, I'll change it to a special password, and so that gate is shut. But do that for sure. You can turn on your firewall if you know what I'm doing, because if you turn on the firewall too tight, nothing comes in, and so be aware of that. Ask a professional. Also, the encryption, which is the security protocol those modems are using, and other, your laptop, your iPhone, whatever, the security protocol. WPA 3 is out now, so use that protocol. Don't go any lower or clear text or anything. Again, it's safety. Also, the modem itself, if there's a firmware update, check on that regularly. There's software for that modem to make it better, to make it more features, but also plug security holes. So keep with that up, software-wise. Hardware-wise, those modems, or if you have your modem by yourself, you bought it yourself, they age. Again, technology advances, so don't hang on a modem for 10 years. And check with Xfinity maybe after 3-4 years. Hey, I want a new one, and they come out with new stuff all the time because they want to sell you that modem, or at least rent it to you, same thing. Because you want always bigger, faster, stronger. So I know it's a lot, to digest, but you have to keep up with that. Again, check Reacher, doesn't have a modem, but anyway. Also, what you can do, your SSID, your service set identifier, what is that? That is your name of that Wi-Fi network, like Comcast network or something like that. You can turn that advertisement off. Advertising in terms of advertising to the world, so your neighbors don't know or the bad guys, better be bad guys, they cannot log into your, or at least it's another wall. If they don't know to connect to, if they don't have a name of your Wi-Fi, makes it harder to connect to it. Also, if you have be able to get a guest service set identifier, a Wi-Fi name for your guests, do that as well, because you don't want to give out, again, your personal Wi-Fi to your guests or strangers. Yeah, check. You can also check on the Xfinity website, if you go into your account, what devices are connected to your SSID, your Wi-Fi. And if it's not you, you can kick it off, change passwords again, so they cannot connect to it next time. So also, if you're out and about, you know, Starbucks, Panera, whatever, they have free Wi-Fi. Don't do banking. Don't do banking. Don't log in your sensitive websites anywhere, airport, any kind of restaurant, eatery, whatever. If you want, you know, yes, you can buy VPN software that makes it more secure. So, all right, almost done, almost done, almost done. The takeaway. So if you're not, again, technical, you know, in nature, these are the takeaway, you know, again, the psychology, be skeptical, be suspicious. Again, think of my client. She gave somebody her iPhone just to, you know, to call whoever. Don't give out your devices, your information to anybody. If you are pressured by a phone call, by an email you get. Also, by the way, snail mail. I have a client, she gets those home renters insurance notifications or home warranty, you know, with red letters, red paper, final notice, the warranty for cars. Those are all scams. She gets them still, and I call the number telling don't snail mail those letters anymore, because the lady still is not afraid, but still asks me, oh, so what is that? And it's just junk. They want your money. So ask somebody, again, a professional. If you're alone, hang up the phone. Don't give out, you know, any kind of information. If somebody says IRS, government, FBI, no. Even the president of the United States, don't give out your login information. Again, keep your operating system up to date. Don't hold on to your computer forever till it breaks or till you can't read any emails anymore or go to websites anymore. Be up to date, be mindful of that. Stranger danger, again, cannot say it enough. Ask professional, ask even some of the Montgomery County police. They have a non-emergency number. If you think you're being victimized or have questions, they can help you as well. Again, never give out username, password. Also, like I mentioned, cryptocurrency, you know, if somebody asks you, you know, who claims to be your provider, your internet provider, your bank, whatever, to send you money with crypto, with money orders, wire transfer, gift cards, any kind of cash apps. No, you just say no, you don't do it. Here, again, X-Files, lower hand, upper right-hand corner. Trust no one, especially not the cigarette smoking man. If you're X-File fan, you will understand where I'm coming from. So yeah, we need you to spread the word. Give that slide out to anybody you know. It's a good guide, and it helps you to go to the next level if you want to go even further. So with that, this is it. I relinquish my share. I will stop sharing, I guess. And I'm back, and hopefully somebody can see me. And here's actually the latest, I don't know if you know, consumer reports. I still get, oops, consumer report. This is this month, consumer report, spam. Oh, my camera is
Protection guide. Yeah, it's unfocusing it. That's it. No, you have to back it up to where your face is, right there. No, don't worry about it.
So it's Consumer Reports.
Okay.
This month also talks about scams. Consumer Reports, inexpensive. They do the good fight. They test everything. So even they talk about scams and how to protect yourself. With that, ask me. Go ahead.
Please raise your hands. Everyone should know how to do that mechanically, and I'll call on you. Are there any questions? Give it a few more seconds. And Uwe, that was terrific, very inclusive. Oh, question, if you think that something has invaded your machine, what are the general steps?
Well, again, if you don't have a good virus scanner, get one. Anyone is good. Sometimes, I mean, I always look at the PC magazines. You know, every year there's a different application that's better. But if you don't have anything, that's, you know, that's bad. So have at least something. Again, either call a professional or scan your computer with that virus software or Internet Security Suite, and do that, and then you'll see what you have.
Okay, we have Carol Mole.
Hi, thank you. This was a great talk. Could you put what is your first name?
Oh, it's in the slides. My first name is Uwe, U-W-E. It's my contact information is going to be in the slides, so you can contact me if you need help. Or you have a question, you can email me. That's fine. I answer questions.
So it's coming to our email?
That's
For everybody who's on, if you would like to see the slides, just respond to the email that you got the Zoom link from and ask whatever question you need. We'll make sure you get the slide set at a minimum, and if you have specific questions, I can forward them on to Uwe.
Okay, and I had a question about the PDF. Do you never click on a PDF, even if you know where it's coming from?
If it's only if it's a trusted site. Also, with an Internet Security Suite, it scans what you download. That's why it takes so long. So if you have that, if you have a trusted source and you make sure if you have not asked for that PDF, contact that person in a different way and make sure, hey, did you send that to me? And if they don't know, hey, I didn't send you anything, then, you know. So clicking, again, the mindset, the psychology, the human is tricked into download something. If you don't have a guardrail, you know, Internet Security Suite, it doesn't, that won't scan for viruses, then yeah, then it's going to be bad, potentially bad. But again, that example I showed you guys, that was unsolicited. They just sent it to me, and yeah, they have other downloads there too, or other attachments. They want you to click on that. Don't do it if you don't know them. Just delete it. Delete it.
If you do know the people, yes, it's safe.
Yes.
If it's a repeat of something you've done before, that's fine. It's the new and the unsolicited that any type of communication, any type of link can be suspect. And people think of PDFs as innocuous, but no, they can have embedded in them. Mr. Berman.
Yeah, hi there. Huey, what a fantastic job. Good to see you.
to
Enjoyed
see
your
you too.
presentation. It was top notch. Thanks for coming back. Really appreciate it. Toodles.
Thank you. And Jerry can vouch for me. I changed my slides. I updated them.
Yes, you certainly have. And if anybody needs help, Huey can always be contacted.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we'll be in touch with him about helping us to help our residents in the future.
Thank you.
Seeing and hearing no other questions, and again, last few seconds to do it, just about to end it. Oh, and I have Hanson Shi sending by chat something. No, Hanson, I don't, my chat goes away at the end of the meeting, so you'll have to do it as a response to my email that you got when we set it up. So you received a link that told you how to do it. You simply respond to it. Thank you. Oh, Carol, you have your hand up one more time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I got an email and it said it was from something that I wrote. I knew the source, but it says on the bottom, see more, and that's where the information was. Is it okay to click on that?
Well, again, check with that sender. Do you know that sender? And just again, to be very, very cautious. I know it's sometimes a pain to be cautious, but if you can contact that person any other way, just to make sure, you know, that has been sent, you know, and it's not something from a scammer. From a
Yeah.
hacker.
Carol, if you have that level of questions, then you should be running an internet protector.
Yes.
Things that scan all the communications, all the accesses, and essentially it won't let them do the things that he's talking about are entry points.
Okay, thank
And
you.
And it almost all of this comes unsolicited. People, again, very few people go to the trouble of finding out who your particular friend is and creating that name. Just like the phone calls you receive, they're going to come in no matter what. They may look like a local call, but they'll never call from the same number twice because it's too difficult and too expensive. So unsolicited, unknown is always a danger. Known is less of a danger. If you're still concerned with that, there are protections that will protect every transaction that your computer sees. Every
That's an internet protector?
What are they, Norton is among them. What are they called generally?
Well, the Internet Security Suite, they have a couple of products, but if you get all, you know, like 3 different things like browser safety, virus scanner, malware scanner.
Right, it's a suite, and by the way, only keep one of them active. If you run 2 or 3, the machine slows up so significantly.
Yeah,
That-
stick with one application. So,
And
right.
all right, thank you all for coming. And hopefully we'll see some of you tomorrow when we'll be talking about Microsoft Word.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Huey. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank you.